Welcome to the Friendly Geordies podcast. I hope everyone has had a great week.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
who hasn't had a great week?
University. No, I'm checking.
The Australian economy.
Oh, really?
Is that right? The beer tax,
the
right?
AEST lost 120 billion. One of its worst days. Apparently, the Japanese stock market had its worst day since the 80s.
Fuck.
Just saying a lot because they had a massive recession in 1997.
Shit.
And it all comes because it seems like that U.S. is headed for a recession.
Really?
The unemployment is ticking up.
So
and,
Crazy Joe was too old, hey?
Rates aren't going down. I think this could actually...
This is what happens when you have an 80-year-old in charge.
Seems
guys.
it.
You get recession.
It seems it.
Yeah, but it's simultaneously happening everywhere else.
Shit.
Still Joe's fault.
Nah.
Sleepy Joe.
And yeah, everything's his fault.
Forgot
dude.
to wake up to grow the economy.
Dude, we don't love. We don't love.
I love,
Why do you want a recession?
because Ali, come on. Now's the perfect time to get Google shares, am I right?
Well, I mean, look, things are down. I think it's a good time to invest in the Australian economy if you have a lot of money because eventually you'll rise at some point.
What if you don't have a lot of money?
Invest in it anyway.
If you don't have a lot of money, miss, go buy a pedal.
No.
I think there's nothing else.
I can't even sell my fucking pedals. It's so annoying. The economy is fucked. It's so annoying, dude. I have like 6 that are just sitting there and 2 guitars. They're just sitting there.
There's a greater supply of pedals in the market than there is demand, unfortunately.
Dude, I used to be able to sell shit like that.
What
Yeah,
happened? You lost your Joe?
No,
cost
it's just
of
people
living,
aren't
dude. It's
people
the
aren't
first thing that
buying.
gets shelved.
People aren't buying any.
Pedals.
Yeah, well, they're not buying music gear. That's for fucking sure.
What are they buying?
I don't know.
They're buying
Jats.
They're paying rent. They're paying mortgages. They're paying like grocery bills. These are the inelastic ones.
I tell you what, I went to Coles.
Booze is like super inelastic. In fact, for some reason, the less money you have, the more you drink.
Really, dude, I went to Coles and it was the first time I've ever been like, heh, unbelievable. It was the first time I've like in my life I've gone to a supermarket and been like, this is actually insanely expensive now.
Yeah, when I saw
Everything-
like a $7 Cadbury chocolate, I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Dude, I bought a packet of like it was like old El Paso, couple of tacos in a box, and like, you know, the shit you put the meat in. It was like $20. It's I think it's cheaper to eat out.
So you didn't even get the meat
I had to buy it on top.
and the lettuce and the
All this shit. It was like $75.
for tacos.
Like and like some coconut water. I bought nothing. It's crazy.
I'll tell you, that is very true.
I've never
remember
noticed it
once
before.
saying to my mum, is it about $10 a bag for groceries? And she was saying, yeah, insane, isn't it?
$10
$50 a bag of groceries now.
Oh, easy. And then like that's like steer clear of anything with like truffles in it or something like that, you know?
Well, I always do.
I know you always do, but I don't.
Instinctively, I go for the
Yeah, I am the opposite of a truffle peel.
Yeah,
Black Decker brand at IGA.
this is the unfair thing. The rich guys are the ones that are like, all I need is Cotty's fucking cordial and Cotty's jam. And then the poor guys are like, the truffle sauce. No. It's like, it's not fair.
But that's why you're poor, miss, because you spend all of your money on damn truffles.
Yeah, but
like
I
the most
have...
expensive thing you could possibly get at Coles. That's amazing. For battlers out there.
It is.
Get out. Gourmet food. Lord.
The man
Fucking oath.
The man has moved from champagne to bubbly. He's give him something.
It's not fair. It's not fair. They
Why do you have
introduced...
such expensive
because they
I feel like, dude, now my friendship with you is just flashing before my eyes, and it is just in high school you begging people for sips of Coke, and it's a long stream of you complaining about the cost these days of going to a Michelin star restaurant.
Yes, I mean they introduce us to this master chef. They show us what's out there. It's like you go on flying business. You get a taste for the high life, and then you can't go back. I can't go back. I refuse.
But how do you have Old El Paso then? It's
Well-
just really weird that you were sitting there with your Old El Paso taco kit, just being like, I can't believe I couldn't get the gilded oil.
No, because like I'm a modest man. I can sometimes, sometimes delve into the cheaper side of food. I thought all that pasta was POV. It's not anymore.
Yeah, it's caviar food now.
Hey, what the hell's going on?
What is it? How do you get by? Anyone, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
How do you get $10 out of a bag? And don't say something stupid.
You
and
can't.
smart ass. You're like, put $10 in a bag.
I don't know. Ali, do you agree?
No, the cost of living has certainly, it's been like an appreciation of up to 40 to 50% in the last 2-3 years for pretty much everything.
It's the first time I've just been like, wait a second.
I remember when 2019, I was like, I think I'm earning enough. I think I'm over the average man. And then in 2 years, like, oh, I'm well below again.
Yeah.
Oh dear, I'm much poorer than I was.
It's just weird that in Australia you can go and buy you can go and buy like 3 200 ml sauces. You know, tiny little things. Basically like witches fucking like concoctions.
Yeah, but the thing is, Miss, from what I was initially saying is that it seems there's a lot of economists that are saying that this isn't the end of it. This is just the beginning.
What's going to happen? All that pasta is $30. I mean, people, like, let's just watch the world burn then. All right. I'm here for it. Let's see what happens.
It'd be great if in England they're having the race riots and we're going down to Old El Paso's factory and burning it down.
Dude, like,
Just stealing tacos.
you know what's going to have to happen? We're going to have to start having our own chickens again. That's what we're going to have to do that. Like, we'll have to start hunting. Instead of Uber.
What are we
Do you
getting in
think that
Sydney though?
there's
Possum meat.
wild chickens out there that you can just go and hunt?
I bet there is somewhere in the world.
That'd be amazing because I can picture Bislav. Wait, what?
I bet what?
What did you say?
I said I bet there are somewhere in the world
What?
wild chickens.
Yeah, just in Cole's bags. Going about their business.
Yeah, I feel like you go
men's,
to a lot of third world countries and there's a guy nursing a chicken on the bus.
You know what they're
Yeah, but
called?
they're owned by
You know what they're
people.
called, don't you? Those things, bachelor's handbags.
Chicken bags.
Yeah, they call them bachelor's handbags.
Why?
What?
You can figure it out. Single men eat them.
Chickens?
All
Really?
I think everyone eats chicken.
Yeah.
well,
the
I
chicken
didn't
was
make it
They're,
up.
they're the most eaten food in the world. Like, I'm not making this
All right.
up.
Well, Ali overrides the cultural
No, it is, like,
thingy
by a huge margin.
that anyone whoever said that has been overridden.
If the reason is that single men, they seem to think eat chickens.
I didn't make it up. Anyway, there's wild chickens somewhere, and if
I
not,
can't imagine
pigeons.
you in a year going out to farmers' pageants. You know, there's places where they just have a bunch of chickens in the cages, and there's
You
like
mean
a
the
Ferris
farm?
wheel out the front.
Oh.
There's always some fair in the country that's like,
Right.
it's our version of the Easter show. Is
Yeah.
there any show bags? No. Those places.
Yeah.
But we've got chickens for sale.
Right.
I can't imagine you in there being like, hinge up to like $3. Hatchling.
It'll
It's
happen.
going mad.
It has to happen. I have to start killing my own chickens.
You don't have chickens to just kill.
Nevertheless,
I'll get the chickens.
I'll get the chickens.
You don't check your mail, let alone.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. And then your upstairs bathroom just becomes a battery farm.
Hell yeah.
It's like all of these city people, just these house cats that think, well, if it came down to it, I'll go out and
Yeah.
I'll tame dragons. Like,
That's
dude,
right.
You are gonna die, starving.
Listen, I don't know what it's like in
Kangaroos are
Karachi.
gonna come and beat you up, and you're just gonna be like, I've been walking in the bag.
Actually, roos. That's what I'll do. They're everywhere. Yeah, that's probably better than chickens. I'll
Yeah,
just
but you
do
know, like,
roos.
how you have to get them? Apparently, you have to pretend to be a female roo with, like, this thing and just wait, and then wait for, like, a male to come up and you just grab them.
No,
And you fight them. You fight
No,
a
you
kangaroo.
don't. You just grab them and then you cut them.
really.
They can't have sex with you.
What the fuck? What National Geographic are you watching?
I don't know. I saw a doco. That's how they do it.
Really?
Yeah, they literally just entice them.
Well, I'll be up to the tits with roux meat while you two are suffering.
With old El Paso.
Yeah.
Man, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should, like, try to get, like, fine end roux meat. Start a meat company, and we'll say this is the best roux meat, and it's half the price of, like, your
Hey.
ribeye.
I wonder how much. Yeah. No, actually, kangaroo meat's the same price as steak.
You're gonna have to massage the roux that we.
And what's the point? Roux meat doesn't taste better than
It's lean.
It's
Is
just,
that it?
Yeah.
It hasn't been bred over years to, like,
Oh yeah, it's wild.
only have fat in its body.
Yeah, and it's wild, so it's healthy. There's no like hormones and shit in it.
That's why it tastes like crap.
No, it tastes like
Yeah,
crap because
it
there's no fat. It's
There's
just like
leech.
gamey red meat.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
It's good for
That's
you.
how
but-
animals were in the wild.
Yeah, that's how animals.
Yeah.
You're not
Not
into
into
it. They definitely weren't
I'm used
wagyu.
to the best.
Yeah, it was.
Like
It was.
Wagyu
Yeah.
beef, which is, I don't even know how that has consciousness. It's just a fat blob.
Yeah. What's the other one? What's the one that had a?
Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe. It's like I don't think cows drank beer and wheat or whatever in the wild.
Yeah,
But man, it
definitely.
tastes good.
Yeah, well, you don't have a degree in biology.
Well,
Yeah,
how
fair.
is it that I was going to talk about recession and we always end up...
Sorry.
No,
Well, I
no,
was.
about.
We'll move to a
that's-
fluff segment that you
No,
might
no, no,
really
no,
enjoy.
no. Fix it. How are you gonna fix it? Fix it already.
No,
You
no.
got
No,
glasses.
but guys, can
You
we
got
just
glasses.
say this?
Fix it.
Yes or no? Do we invest in the stock market now?
Stop getting advice.
No, I wanna
Stop-
know.
Stock market advice harvesting.
No, I want to know.
okay, well,
Fix
ah.
it. How's
What's
it?
this?
What's
Miss,
the point of being friends with Ali if he's just going to hoard all the
You're
information?
putting all these.
to
You're
himself?
putting.
up late. Up late is where we
You're
get
putting
the,
all the.
All right,
You're
up
putting all.
late, we're getting Ali's stock tips. And remember,
God damn
Ali
it.
is literally as good at investing in shares as Nancy Pelosi's husband because he just steals all of his investment tips. off him.
And tell them that just before this downfall, I sold my shares.
Did you? You.
He knows it. Tell
You
him.
prick.
Yeah, okay, I'll say what Ali just said.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Okay,
just to
let's,
make him feel like a big man.
Damn it. Well, I guess they are sending smart immigrants now.
They are sending their
They're
best.
sending their best.
Okay, I want you guys to watch this, okay? Oh, where we go.
What is it?
I'm putting it up. Okay, just watch this news story, which is about a dead bear found at New York Central Park.
10-year-old New York cold case. It has been solved. The bearer of the news may surprise you.
New York Central Park, a bear
What?
cub. I know, dead underneath some bushes.
No.
A dog walker stumbled upon the animal Monday morning. Officials at the Central Park Zoo are sure the bear did not belong to them.
They didn't have any bears at the time.
Police say the 3-foot cub showed signs of trauma and lacerations. They're not sure whether it wandered in the park or someone put it there.
There'd been no bears in the park for a long, long time. It seems as if someone brought the thing there, which is really sad.
We now know the person that brought the dead bear cub to Central Park in 2014
No.
was independent presidential candidate
What?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
With him and
Apparently,
animals.
He could not bear to hold his confession in any longer.
A woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear. And it was very good condition and I was going to and put the meat in my refrigerator. I realized I couldn't go home.
Respect.
I worked.
Respect.
And the bear was
Respect.
in my car and I didn't want to leave the bear in the car. This was a little bit of the redneck in me. There'd been a series of bicycle accidents in New York. They had just put in the bike lanes. I had an old bike in my car that somebody had asked me to get rid of it. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike.
What?
Okay.
What?
Why did he want to eat it?
I mean,
That is
tough times.
That's
why.
redneck
It
as hell.
wasn't though. It
Yeah,
wasn't
true.
Tough time.
Well, he's using it. He's using the meat.
To eat. It's just like,
I don't even. Are you supposed to eat bear? I thought it
Yeah.
was like really bad for you.
Why?
I mean, you can.
Maybe it's like the liver, or I thought there's like parts of it that are like basically eating fugu.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's kind.
It is kind of weird. The first thought is I should eat that. That is kind of weird.
Skin it alive. It was in good condition.
Dude, you have to admit he
How is this guy on 10%?
He freaked out Roseanne Barr.
Was that Roseanne Barr? What the fuck?
She looked like, oh my god, that's
Wait a second.
Roseanne Barr.
Is this really like? So this has come out now that he did that.
This is
But how, when did they find the bear?
in 2014?
And wait, he didn't even explain it. Then he had the bear, and then some guy was like, "Can you help me with my bike?" And he was like, "Sure."
No.
What-
So I've seen the whole.
What
thing.
happened? I didn't
I've seen
get
the
it.
Extended
He didn't
version.
explain it.
He
didn't
says he
explain it.
claims, which I don't think is true. He claims that there was some lady that hit the bear, and he was like, delicious.
Yeah.
And so he thought I'll skin it and eat it. Apparently, so he puts it in the back of his car, And then he has to go and hang out with some other people, which, by the way, he was coming from an activity where he was hunting animals with falcons.
What?
That's what he was doing. He was hunting animals with falcons. Then the woman in front of him hits a bear. His immediate thing is, I'll eat it, I'll skin it. He puts it in the back of his car. Then he goes somewhere. He has to meet people. He's hanging out with dinner. And then he realizes it's late where he has to go directly to the airport. So he's like, but I can't leave that dead bear. So he's like, I guess I'm just going to chuck it in Central Park. And the bike thing he's saying is like, at the time, they had just introduced those green bike lanes or whatever. And so there was a lot of people that were getting hit by the cars because bikes were new or whatever it might be. And so he thought maybe they'll assume that someone hit the bear.
That is really funny.
And as it was pointed out on the Daily Show, that's the environmental candidate.
Well, it's economical, I guess, but fuck.
America, you are a crazy place. I know this sounds weird to you, but you have to understand it from our perspective. That is a weird reality that you live in. There's wild animals over here. People hit kangaroos all the time. Like, you would see them dead on the side of the road. Never have I seen anyone drag one and put it in their car to eat and skin.
That is
It's like
wild.
a real hillbilly thing to do that.
It's also like, I think you're starving thing to do. You have to be starving to
You
do
have to
that.
be real dirt poor.
You are no more an apex predator, sir, if you were doing that.
The kid, when I lived in the country, there was this kid that used to eat roadkill. Isn't this an amazing
that's what it
name
is.
for a hillbilly as well? His name was Rodney Brewer. And Rodney Brewer used to come to school without shoes and always was covered in a thin film of dirt. And that's the kind of person that eats roadkill here.
Oh,
Yeah?
Definitely. Also, what kind of frame of mind, if you see a dead bear, you feel a cub, you're infinitely sad. At no point am I thinking,
Yeah.
I want me some of them bear ribeye chops.
What?
I think it's the Pinchy thing. It's like, poor Pinchy. So sweet.
I mean, I know that's what you would do in that situation, but I think that he was sitting there and going like, "Oh, today's my lucky day. I'm gonna go and hit a bear myself, and now I don't have to do that.
It is.
God, I'm still gonna miss the flight."
This is what I predict happened. This is what I predict happened. I have no way to prove this, but I think he went on that falcon hunting trip. He saw a baby cub, and he was like, I'm going to make a nice muffler out of this boy. He shoots it, puts it in the car. Halfway through his dinner, realized, what am I going to do? I don't even know how to make mufflers. Just chucks it at Central Park. Goes home. 8 years later, decides he wants to run for president.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's fair. I just can't.
That's exactly what
the
happened.
ditching it in Central Park is the most mental thing.
Because hunters do that shit all the time. I remember when the one and only hunting trip I went on, the guy who was introducing me how to hunt, he said, you have to make sure nothing goes to waste. So if you're going to kill something, you're going to eat it, you're going to have to skin it, you're going to have to chop it up, you're going to have to refrigerate it. What you kill and then you eat. And I was like, yeah, sounds mad. This is the best way to do it. And then like he saw a bunch of goats and he was like, oh shit. And he shoots them. And then for like 2 of them, he's like, oh, we can't drag it all the way back. So what I'm going to do is just to utilize it, I'm just going to cut the back tenderloin part of this goat, pulls it out, and just walks away.
He didn't follow his own fucking rules. Shame on you, sir.
That's such an Australian thing to do.
So bad.
So true. Like, they always have like these big high ideals of themselves, and then you see the reality. And it's just
Oh,
like,
that's so. That's fucked.
Walking back with 2 tenderloins.
Where the fuck was that?
This is like rural New South Wales, past Ivanhoe.
What were you doing there?
We literally went on a hunting trip.
That's sick.
I had an
That is
uncle
very
who-
funny.
I had an uncle who used to hunt, and he was saying, and he has his old like clan that they go hunting with. And one time I was like, "Can you please take me? I've never experienced it." And he said, "Yeah, come along."
That's sick. But that is very funny.
It is an
shit.
effed up activity. There's a reason why I went only once.
Yeah, it's something I want to do, but I know it's going to be brutal. I know it would be.
Yeah, it is, man.
It'd be fucked.
My point, my time,
and if you're not using the whole animal, it is fucked. It's just like he took the tenderloins, like dude, fucking.
And he's not even ashamed. He's just like, this is how you get out the tenderloin in a hurry.
Was it sheep?
A wild goat.
Fucking hell.
So there was rabbits there, wild goats, wild pigs.
Is the tenderloin the best part?
Yeah, for something like for hunting animals that are gamey, it's just going to be the softest part of the body.
And so everything else.
It would have been really funny if you were like, seem to have left some behind there, Trevor. He'd be like, what of it? Be like, well, just the tenant. You know what I mean? Like pulled him up on it. I wouldn't
do it to that hillbilly with a gun saying like, "Oh, I didn't waste it, dog. You understand me?"
His name was Bruce.
Where is it? And then sees like the last giant sloth in Australia. The tenderloin's too big.
Just take the claws. It's your good luck charm.
His name was...
I can't be bothered to do that. Okay, come on.
His name was Bruce.
Goggle boxes on. Fucking hell. Dude, that is crazy. That is crazy.
His name was Bruce, and when you say like, sorry, what was that? He says, Bruce, like the highway.
That's his only point of reference. He thinks he probably is named after the highway.
There's a Bruce Highway?
No, Bruce.
Yeah, you don't know the Bruce Highway.
In Queensland, I think it is.
Dude, okay, yeah, actually, look, I have to take my Joe Rogan glasses off for a second. That is fucked.
It is so
fucked. Just shooting it and putting it in this car and then just chucking it in a park. It is very weird.
It is amazing, is it, as well? They always have this mystical idea of hunting that, oh, yeah, it's just you out there with nature getting in touch with your man. There's a lot of respect for the animal. And then every time, it's just a bunch of rednecks getting drunk, listening to Triple M really loud.
Yeah.
Man, that was a close one.
Dude, the funniest...
Fuck, I'm a man.
Hell yeah.
Isn't this the most bogan thing in the world? So I'm at this hunting trip. This is so funny. I just remembered it. So after like the second day or whatever, there's a campfire, right? There's a bunch of families there, and they're all like old bogans. And some of their kids who are like really young and aren't old enough to say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So the main guy, Bruce, it also happens to be his anniversary, right? And his wife, Jenny, who's like really, really big, bro. She's also there. Now at the camp, everyone's talking about, oh my God, it's your anniversary night. Bruce, you're going to be having fun tonight. So this is all going. And that Jenny gets up and she's like, I'm going to go back into my camp and I'll be expecting Bruce. And Bruce is sitting there going...
He's not keen.
He's like, going, and so we're like, Bruce, it's the anniversary. How can you like? I was like, I'll get there, mate. Just need some more rum in me first.
Oh.
The man waited long enough.
Oh God.
Hoping that his wife would fall asleep.
No.
And she didn't.
I don't know if she did.
No, and she did. Fuck. That's
safe for another day.
Oh God. Only thing that gets me hard is killing those goats now. It's a real issue. He just goes out with a ciggy, walking out to the bush. Like, where are you going, Bruce? He's like, I'll see you later. Just, yeah, old Bessie, just the goat. Fuck.
Oh, you didn't waste it.
I didn't waste it. You thought I wasted it. I was shaving it. Oh,
all right.
That's amazing.
One more thing to react to. So this happened at the Olympics.
I know what this is.
You know what this is?
Yeah. Beautiful
Just
thing.
watch this. A poor man who was let down. He was so close to gold and was let down by...
Don't say.
Watch it. Okay. Built it up so much. Oh my God, this is still playing. CNN.
And in a giant turn of events, the blue and the red tape should flipped the first time in American history.
Yeah.
We think this is something to do with wild chicken fever.
All right, watch this.
Oh, no. That didn't happen,
It
did
did. Do it again.
It was so close to his
Oh.
it?
Big. Oh. The
Why does the Olympics always have amazing footage?
there's been some amazing stuff from this Olympics.
Emirati, he might have lost the competition, but
That
he
is
did win
hilarious.
some fans online because this man has become a sensation. Mostly
so.
because, in fact,
Totally.
a porn company has offered him
No.
a $250,000 contract.
Get fucked.
No, for real.
Dude, you know what's insane? Any man in a fucking leotard would be. It's not a unique. I don't think
No,
it's-
sir.
Hey,
That was unique.
Really? I thought,
It was
okay.
stretching all the way out to like the side of his butt.
Fair. Sorry. I thought it was just fucking standard male appendage, but maybe not.
It's just, and he's
It's your standard male.
Miss. What would you do
What are you
if
doing?
you lost?
Yeah.
So you're obviously devastated because
Devastated.
you only get like 2 chances in your entire life.
Yeah.
And one of them is gone.
Yeah.
But you did lose because you have a massive cock.
Yeah. Can't. Are you angry or not? That's the eternal question.
And not only everyone in the world now knows you have
Yeah.
a massive one.
A massive.
You're getting a
schlong.
lot of attention. You're in a lumpy for different
That's
reasons.
hectic. Do you reckon he's pissed off, or is he just like, yeah? Because he didn't place for a silver, like for a medal because of that. You would
I mean,
be
he's got a
annoyed.
$250,000 porn contract.
He's not going to do that.
Yeah, he hasn't
He's
accepted it.
French. It's
You
fine,
reckon?
isn't it?
Come in, baby. You reckon he'll do it, Manuel?
Give me-
So good. Yeah, stay. I don't think he'll take it. That's insane.
I mean, if I would take it, honestly. 'Cause, you know,
What else are you going to do?
Olympians
True.
don't even get paid that well.
Don't they?
They're not going to give you like a
oh,
cereal box.
They spend
Yeah.
billions
Can't
of dollars on
Be
this.
a child icon now.
Why not? Something to aspire
You
to.
can make several child icons now.
Yeah, you can make him. There was another French swimmer that had the same thing. It was like just famous for having a big package.
Did he?
Yeah, he was just packing. Everyone was just like, woo!
And he had to quit swimming because his anchor was dragging him down.
Yeah, exactly. Have you guys? There was some good shooting memes as well. Did you see
The
those?
Turkish man?
The Turkish man and the Korean girl.
I haven't seen the Korean.
Okay,
girl.
so there was a Korean girl that just has the most. Because apparently in the shooting, if you overreact, like you're like wee-yahoo, and like shooting, you're like you're disqualified. Or even if you like overreact.
Well, of course, if you just go.
Well, no. But even without the shooting, they're just like you can get disqualified for overreacting. So obviously, and she's Korean, so they're like, you know, don't big-headedness is foolish. Don't brag and don't be, you know. So she shoots. She's like, doof, doof, doof. And then she's just like a Bond villain, cool, calm, and she gets the new world record. And it's like, she's done it. She's smashed the world record. And like, she literally just looks over, like, she should have like loads her gun, looks over, like, looks down, is like, no reaction, cocks her gun, just like it's like the coolest thing ever.
Wow.
You should see it. And then the Turkish man is also, some of the memes are like, because with the shooting, you can have all these crazy, like, little reflector things and a little goggle and all this crazy shit. And then this guy is like,
His Turkish uncle just walks up. He has a stained shirt.
Yeah.
on, and he just has his normal specs like
Specs.
mine. And he takes it out and he's just like,
no. It's like, yeah, and the meme was like, this motherfucker looked like he rolled out of bed and decided to go to the Olympics this morning. And he shot he had his hand in his pocket. He was literally a dad with his hand in his pocket just going, he looked like Terry. He looked like
You
your
know
dad. He looked like your dad and he was just like, and he got silver. Which leads me to believe that shooting it must be easy. It must be piss easy.
tell that to 20-year-old boys in the U.S.
Well, they're doing fine. They got their aim. Oh, well, not that, man. That's very true.
You know
But
who
the
got
hit rate's
gold?
pretty good.
Who beat the dad?
I think
I don't know.
Americans suck at
Someone
shooting.
who's actually shot before. Is that
Yeah, the guy literally, like you said, stained shirt. He looked like a dad that just rolled out of bed. Was like, Olympics. Oh, I'm already here. Fuck it. It's so good.
Yeah, some guy that owns a corner store.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
And then it was very funny. It was some good ones. But look, when God closes the door, now that guy's going to be a famous porn star. There you go. Taken
They're
care of.
sending
That's
back.
great.
There's another controversy. They're sending back like these hotties that decide to sneak out of the athlete village or something.
Oh, really?
Some like really, really good looking girl that
Oh,
was
no.
sent back because she went out with her friends to go to Disneyland.
Why is they so
That would be
strict
you.
about the athletes' village?
Yeah, it seems
Why are you
like
not allowed to do
you
anything?
can't
know.
go to Disneyland, but if you're a man, sorry. I'm jokes.
But if you're a man and have a penis, suddenly
If
the
you're a man and a
his
penis,
bar falls over.
Yeah.
Maybe we should shut up. Fake penis. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe they're juicing out there,
What?
out in the outside world.
Oh, is that what you reckon they're scared about?
I don't know, but don't they test them like consistently for drugs and stuff?
yeah, they do.
So what happens now? She's just banned for life or something?
Who this the
The
no
hot
she's
chick.
just she I get no she can compete another time. It just sucks because you get like one
That
opportunity.
would
4
suck.
Years, 4 years.
Can you imagine that? It's like Disneyland ruined your career. That
Was
would,
it worth it?
was it
I can
worth it?
tell you, it's not.
I've never been.
I don't know. It depends. Disneyland is a good place.
It is cool. It is sick.
They don't
but
call it the happiest place for no reason.
True. Have you been?
definitely.
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Which one? Where? In Pakistan?
No, there's no Disneyland. in
Pakistan.
The Florida
Disneyland.
one. I think the Florida.
Oh, really?
I was a kid. I was 2 years old or 3 years
Oh,
old.
true.
Oh,
I've
so
never
you don't remember it?
Nah, I don't remember anything. I even went to the World Trade Center. I've got photos,
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. That's crazy.
and that's when I had the idea.
Beep, beep, beep. Hey, Osama. How's it hanging, brother?
I call them bin lads.
Bin Ladi. How's Pakistan? It's good, you know. He was in Pakistan, too.
Anyone called him Bin? That's so disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
So mean.
Okay, let's look at the memes that Miss Love you sent.
Yes.
So this is Miss Love segment.
I didn't make these.
I assumed not.
Yeah, they were
You
sent
don't know
in.
how to make memes. Have
No.
you ever made a meme in your
I
life?
made one.
Oh, yeah, the Wheat Beaks one.
Yes, you remember it.
I do.
How best meme ever made? Still,
Easily. Definitely. I still don't get it.
for fuck's sake.
Okay.
I barely do as well.
So there's this
How many are there?
photo.
There's like 20, right?
Yeah. There's
Wait,
this
that's a
big-
photo. What does it say?
It's when Ali tells you to stop hating on Patreon members. It's an angry penguin.
Not bad. Starting with the weaker one, but
Don't get it.
Jordan, where's the sound?
Think about it. Pingu, there was a lot of piss in Pingu.
I loved that show, dude. They're all Pingu. I loved that show.
Miss Love, when his segment is over.
Hey, that's Jordan. That's not me.
And we're all like that.
Yeah.
Ali's got the best bladder control out of all of us,
True.
and his is still shocking.
But I can't hold it up until up late.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Then you're gone.
How does he know about Pingu?
And you said these weren't good, Ali. Well, that was the shame one. Pingu was so good.
Pingu was sick.
You hear a car pull up outside.
That's a deep cut. If anybody wants to know that, they're going to have to sign up to the Up Late because we have gone into detail on that and we cannot go into detail into that story.
We
and
can't.
broadcast that to tens of thousands
No,
of
we
people. We'll just
can't.
cut because
We-
most likely one of the people listening is the person that we're talking about.
But that is candid footage of an actual footage
that
of
happened.
that happened.
That wasn't Pingu.
That wasn't
Yeah,
Pingu.
you gotta
but
check out up late.
sign up to the Up Late for that.
All right, last one.
Miss Love before Riddle and Feet Jordan at the Miss Love before. Say Jordan. It's me. that again. I want to see that again.
This is your life, isn't it?
That's you.
your life, this.
It is my life. This was what it was pre-Ritalin. This is it. Holy shit!
I
That's
can't believe that Pingu got it all nutted out.
you know it's insane that
You
one's
didn't need to live your life, Miss Love. Pingu did it.
that one's just a doco series, dude. That's what it is like. Just that was me.
I don't understand. That must have been a living hell.
Actually, was today I had
Yeah,
this other.
like Miss Love sent me those memes 2 hours before the pod started.
Isn't that incredible?
He usually is
If
after.
it happens, what usually happens
wants
is he
to
forgets like 4 or
retrospectively-
5 times, and then like 6 weeks later he'll be like, guys, I just forgot like the Beijing Olympics. I've got some memes about that. That's what'll happen. And then Ali will say, I can't upload these because it's too late. And he'll just go, oh, drag. Oh, well, I'll remember next time.
4 years away. No,
and he won't.
yeah.
Right, and he never will.
No, it's true. I don't know what's happening. It's crazy, dude. And even today, you know what? One thing I noticed today. So before doing them, and sign up to the Up Late because I talked about it on there. But before getting on them, literally, I'd be like him, just be like, and I'd do something, and I'd look at the clock, and it'd say like 1 p.m. And I'd be like, and I'd just like look at my phone and be like, and then look back, and it'd say 4 o'clock. That's just what would happen. And somehow these things have just slowed time. For the first time since I can remember, time has slowed. It's like
fully
slow
understand
motion.
that because I get this. Hanging out with you is this weird time vortex where you go like, hey, you ready to go to Melbourne for a week? And you're like, yeah. And then it's just like, and we're back in Sydney. Like, that happens.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
With me?
Yeah.
Is that
You have that thing that Hermione had in Harry Potter.
what?
Just goes like
Like the
changes and you
time
can go
portal.
to 2 classes at once. I don't know how that works, but it's definitely a true thing. Like when I'm in,
Fuck.
when I'm over at like I don't know, Adelaide or something with Ali, dude, we nut through all of Game of Thrones and we'll smash it out. And I remember every hour that goes past, and that happens. But I don't know. It's just maybe you just lock into your little ADD brain,
Yeah.
and then there's just that whole like, and you're 30.
Yeah.
That happens.
How did that happen?
Well, that has slowed a bit for me, so that's nice. You know, it's nice to be like, oh, the day, it's still the day. Yeah, just eat some wheat bix, I guess. You know,
What
like,
was happening?
huh? Before,
Yeah.
just like time traveling through the day, and I'm like, oh, the day's over. It's like, what do you do today? I'm like, I just got up. That's what it was like. I swear.
It is. That is your life.
Well, it's slightly less like that now, which is really nice.
It's incredible. Yeah, you did have zero concept of time. It was
Yeah, I don't
not
have
a barrier to you.
Zero concept.
Yeah, pretty. Miss, I have noticed some changes in you, Miss.
Holy shit.
It mostly is that all podcast instructions are now before the pod
As opposed to
And I am
during.
Yeah.
not kidding.
And are followed. And that was the other thing as well. The fact that Miss Love rocked up here, there was this moment of, oh, we're supposed to go on air in 5 seconds. That's what I'm normally used to, of seeing Miss Love come in at that exact moment.
Yeah.
And then him just being like, hey, it's Miss Love here. Put that on and go down.
Miss Love times literally. I think he just waits outside until it's time, and he'll come in 5 seconds before the pod starts every time. If ever we're late, it's because Miss Love has decided to
Hey.
pee after coming in.
Fuck. Talking about chucking your mates under the bus. But
Okay, can we do one meaty segment about the Bangladesh revolution?
We can, but we also do need to eat shapes.
We shall do that. That's a closure,
hey,
my
also
friend.
shout out to the guy who made them too. I forget his name, but yeah,
Penguin?
Vish. I think his name was Vish. Remember we met him.
That guy's a
Vish.
legend.
Vish reminds me, I got a message from some Labour staffer in Victoria saying nobody's happy with Jordan today.
Why?
And I'm guessing it has to do with your Julia video.
Huh?
You've pissed off Victorian Labour.
Sucked in.
Anyways, I'm just.
I don't
letting you know.
need them.
I didn't respond to it. If you're watching,
I love that you're making
Yeah.
enemies with your one faction that like you.
I was thinking about it. I do really need to make this point more that everybody always says, oh, what we need is minority government. That's like the enlightened idea that you get more stuff done. And then you look at the results and it was like, what? You got 10 years of coalition and you got things that Rudd was going to pass in his second term anyway. Is that
Right.
is this this huge revolution?
hey,
going?
it's
anyway,
just
yeah.
it's stupid infighting. I don't know why. You know what you're
What
doing.
did you
like,
do? What was
by
your crime?
He made a video about like Kevin Rudd, A-OK, Gila down.
Oh.
That's essentially, and it's like saying like, Mom's awesome, Dad kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty much the
You're
same.
gonna make enemies.
Good to see you making.
But anyway, I'm sure there's one man out there that's very happy with that video.
Good to see you keeping it topical
and that's
too.
Bill Shorten.
Yeah, you got to keep it there.
Jeez, like
You got to do it.
Bill Shorten.
yeah, you're like
I don't think Bill Shorten would be happy with it.
it's literally just like shooting myself in the foot. A retrospect.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
It's like,
And another thing.
but having said that, the video on point.
It was on point.
Anyways, okay, let's talk about the Bangladesh elections.
Yeah, tell us why are they knocking over that statue? What's that about? That's all I saw.
Okay, we'll start off with that. The person that the statue that they're knocking off is of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is their founding father. So in 1971, before 1971, Bangladesh used to be East Pakistan. They were
What?
part
Really?
of Pakistan, yes. And in 1947, when the partition happened, all the states that were supposed to be Muslim majority were supposed to go to Pakistan, and all the states that were supposed to be Hindu majority were supposed to go to India. There was some, blah, 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 but like what is today Pakistan, all became Pakistan, and Bangladesh, because it was also
East
Muslim
Pakistan.
majority, became East Pakistan. Having said that, like ever since independence, both sides kind of like had
Wait, what does Paki mean?
What?
Pak means pure,
Pure land.
so it means pure.
Really?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Is that right?
yeah. And
Yeah.
Bangladesh,
Legit Muslim land.
Yes,
and
of course.
Bangla is their language, Bengali language, and Desh is also land.
Oh, okay.
So it becomes Bengali land. Anyways, so in 1971, there was a mutiny where Bengalis decided that they didn't want to be part of Pakistan anymore. Now, there were certain parts of the Bengali community that were pro-Pakistan at the time. The war happened. The side that was pro-independence and anti-Pakistan won. And the figurehead of that group was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's Awami League Party. That's the statue that's on.
Army League.
Awami League, People's League.
Right.
So, literally, after the independence, Bangladesh goes through this like massive famine. The founding fathers, I guess, had sold this idea that the reason why we're poor is because of Pakistan and all their exploitation. Part of it is actually true. So after independence, things are going to be great because we're going to be like looking after ourselves. There's going to be no more hunger. But in fact, it leads to like this massive famine. There's massive floods that happen subsequently after. There's a whole host of reasons why the famine. But so the founding father gets really unpopular. So then there's a military coup, and they decide to kill every member of the founding father family so that there's no one else to claim stake. They kill him, they kill his sons, they kill his brother, they kill a whole bunch of stuff. The only
Dude,
two
that's
people,
old school.
yeah, the only two people that are left are his two daughters that were in Europe at the time. One of them is Sheikh Hasina, who is currently resigned. She's the one who's been deposed in this election. So after they all get killed, the rival factions, they come into power, and they're pro-independence. Like by this point, they're pro-independence, so they're happy that they're not part of Pakistan anymore, but they don't like how cushy the other side is towards India. They're more right-wing Muslims, and the Awami League, who just resigned, they're more pro-India, leftist, secular. Anyway, so what recently had happened was that the government wanted to reserve certain government employment for people that were descendants of the folks that fought against Pakistan in the initial War of Independence, right? So the Supreme Court said that 30% of all government jobs are going to go to descendants of the freedom fighters. This pissed off a bunch of students who obviously weren't part of this class. So they were saying that this reservation is bad, and they started protesting against it. When they started protesting against it, the police started firing at them, ended up killing in the first round maybe 40, 50 people. They thought this was going to like hold everyone down, but it snowballed into like even more student protesters that came out. As soon as the student protesters came out, all those rival factions, the right wing of Bangladesh, decided to also join in the protests and essentially depose off Sheikh Hasina's secular government, pro-India government. They do that. She ends up resigning. The protesters, very much like January 6th and stuff, they storm her house. They start eating. Someone stole like a fish from her fridge, like a freezer, like literally a massive.
It's a recession.
Fish.
It's a recession. I hope they get some truffles.
And he's walking around with his fish on his. So they're all just getting souvenirs. Some people are like eating whatever was in the fridge.
It's not a great souvenir. It's got to last long.
One guy just took a bulb. He's like, I've got to get something. So he climbed
It's
out.
the Simpsons joke. It's the fucking
He literally took
Yoink.
a bulb. He came out and he said, I got something.
what the hell?
So the prime minister, she flew to India because I guess she was told by the military that like you've got to like your time is up. So she goes to India. Meanwhile, that's why they're pulling down that founding fathers statue that you're talking about.
Right,
They're
right.
pulling it out because that the prime minister was that statue's daughter, and that statue also represents this old like patronage system where if you were part of the freedom fighters, the ones that fought against Pakistan, you're like an elevated class of people.
Yeah.
So the protest was against that.
Can you like reduce that, simplify it? So before it was like the nationalist left wing, and
Okay,
now
I'll do it. A left wing secular government backed by India had come into power in 2005. They, over the process, became very dictatorial, where they started imprisoning their opposition, all of them, and started to create a civil dictatorship, which was, and eventually a student-led protest movement snowballed where that dictator was eventually disposed.
Why is it always the student?
Well, this is the thing. Everyone talks about students. Students usually protest, and they usually come up with demands that are very reasonable, like this demand, which is very reasonable, that you can't just give 30% of all jobs to not even the freedom fighters, descendants of the freedom fighters. It's a whole bunch of people now. They're like their kids and kids. It's a ridiculous thing. So it's a very reasonable demand. So they get a lot of popular appeal. And part of the reason why they are getting popular appeal is also because Bangladesh economy has just stagnated over the last 5 years. They were like one of the success stories of South Asia because they essentially produced most of fashion garments that you buy at stores. So H&M, Zara's. Their economy grew considerably really quickly. And Sheikh Hasina, the lady who's been deposed, she was the one who was behind the wheel at the time, so she got a lot of credit. So she was able to establish this civilian dictatorship because of the goodwill from the economy. But the economy has plateaued, and it hasn't really taken off like how they were supposed to for the last 5 years. And this cost of living crisis, which is affecting everyone in the world, has really pushed the people to the edge in Bangladesh where they have come out. And then those protests were essentially, I don't want to say hijacked, but like those protests were also supplemented by all the political factions that were marginalized during her period, if that makes sense.
So what government is like taking power now?
Okay, so the military has just come out and said that we'll establish an interim political government headed by, most likely, they're saying, the Nobel laureate of Bangladesh. He's the guy who came up with microfinance loans, if you've heard of him.
Yep.
Dr. Yunus. He's a famous economist. They're saying that he's going to be heading this interim government, and they're going to essentially rule for a period of 2 to 3 months. and they'll also then have fresh elections. And
Why not just make that guy dictator? He's clearly the best option.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, look, this is all like
Democracy. Hello.
it's all happening in real time, so we don't even know exactly what's going to happen. But
Is he going to run? He should run.
well, he's more of like a technocratic figure, so he's not a politician per se.
So what?
Either way,
Technocrats do get elected, man. Well, I've got one example in South.
he's very popular among the students that were protesting. In fact, one of the demands of those students was literally to bring him as the leader for this interim government. Somehow the protests
Crazy
don't seem to
thing.
be going away. The other impactful thing that's
Is
happened
she going to run?
Well, so no, she's not going to run because they've said that. So all her opposition that she had jailed are all been released from jail. So they're all going to be running in the next elections, and they're going to be participating in politics. She, on the other hand, and her party, I'm guessing, is not going to be allowed to do it.
Not allowed.
Yeah, I think.
Right.
I think the
Do you reckon that the old politicians of it are just going to form a real quick party in the next few months and run in something else?
They eventually will. That's exactly how this happens in these places. That's exactly what they'll do. Sometimes they just ban the party, like whatever party, and then
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
they just come up with a different name.
Is it like a good thing or a bad
Banning
thing?
a party?
No, the whole thing. What's happening?
Man, that's a really loaded question. Obviously, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing because people have this, and young people usually have a romantic idea that, we'll storm the house and we'll bring a revolution. Everyone thinks this is our French Revolution or this is our American Revolution. It almost never happens. It usually creates a huge power vacuum that gets filled by whoever is the most powerful, and they try to replace the old order by bringing themselves into those positions of power.
Shit.
That too, if you're lucky and everything stabilizes, because if that doesn't happen, then worse things are about to happen, which means that there's rival factions that are both competing for power, and they're going to fight, which means there's going to be a civil war-like situation. Well, I don't mean like literally the whole country is fighting against each other, but there'll be constant violence.
Dang.
Because
But did the prior government they did wrong, didn't they?
they definitely did do wrong in the sense that they were strong-arming all the opposition,
Yeah.
which is not that easy to do, particularly when your country has a history of these revolutionary uprisings. But having said that, just because there's a revolutionary uprising doesn't mean that this is the next, France or the next US. This could go seriously bad for those people too. And if you think that, okay, so if the idea was that the economy is plateauing and we raise this like uprising, one of the things that's happened in this instability is that all of those garment producing companies that were supplying to H&M and Zara's are all shut down. Now, do you think this is good for the economy? Like,
Time to buy local.
H&M is going to be like, Bangladesh, we don't really care about you as much. If Vietnam is going to give us a better deal, we're switching.
True.
And if you're constantly infighting, then your economic pie is not growing. So if you ask, if I'm someone from Bangladesh, this is not a good thing. This means we're in for like some rough times ahead.
But I can understand why they'd be frustrated with like a corrupt government.
I completely understand that, man. Like when this is the thing, something that happens
Time to
with
shake
a
it
little
up.
bit of age, which is that.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when the Arab Spring happened, and I was 18, 17. I had this vision that this is going to usher in a whole new Middle East. Like this is the domino effect.
It's just going to be the East.
And then I saw in real time what happened to the Middle East post Arab Spring. It created a tinderbox. It led to wars. It led to a whole host of problems. So when I see something like this happening, I have less enthusiasm as I had when I was.
But then how
18.
did stuff like the American Civil War and French Revolution, I mean, they sort of happened in a similar way, right?
Well, we also have like this really accelerated timeline in our heads about the French Revolution. We just think like, the revolution happened, then the society got really good, and then they started progressing. No, it's like the revolution happened, then society went into utter chaos. There was like, then Napoleon came in, and there was guillotines, and there was also, but some of the good stuff that was brought by the revolution eventually helped them grow into a pretty good economy, which is like it brought meritocracy, which was great for any society. I mean, if you're only choosing all of your greatest talent from 5% of the population, you're going to hit a ceiling. And so there were some advantages that came from the French Revolution, but it wasn't a very quick process. The American Revolution, look, man, that is definitely a success story. But I think if you have geography like America, it would be
a success story regardless.
It would be a success story no matter what you do. It's like
Just 'cause
you're
the
sitting on a
buffalo.
pot of gold. No matter how
Right.
dumb you are, the gold has value.
Right.
It's just the greatest place on earth to be in. It's got everything.
The land of dreams.
True.
The land of
No complaints from
everything.
me.
You have water, you have natural resources, you have large fertile spaces where you can grow crops. You have mountains. You like all of your rivers
Not
flow in the
desert in
direction
between each of
from
your coast.
that takes all the shipping towards population centers. You could. This is simply luck. Russia has it the other way. All Russia's rivers flow towards the Arctic, which makes all of their transportation costs double the cost of the U.S.
Damn.
And this is nothing based on their decision.
Yeah.
It's just geographic. So
Luck.
America is just truly wonderland. Like
Right.
it is the land of, this is called the land of opportunity.
Yeah, they're chucking bears in forests. There's so many of them in Central Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
new.
they don't have time to skin them while catching a plane.
Yeah.
And
So-
then you can run for president.
So new French Revolution 2.0 pending in Bangladesh.
Pending in Bangladesh. Now, I'm not going to say
And
that
definitely going to happen. That's Ali's.
it can happen. It can happen.
That's Ali's
I'm not
lock.
predicting
That's Ali's lock of the
It's
week.
likely not to happen.
Yeah.
What's likely to happen is that Bangladesh is going to go through a period of instability for the next 2 to 3 years, which is going to freeze the economy, grow resentment. Eventually, things might stabilize when powerful factions are solidified. And best case scenario is after 5 years, they get back on track of growing.
Yeah. So is the Arab Spring ultimately a good thing or not?
Nah.
I don't think so.
No?
There's going to be a lot of people that would hate
Really?
me for saying this, but I don't think so.
I mean, what happened? They just knocked off a few ayatollahs and it's the same old shit.
Well, I mean, it's if you look at
Is that right?
a little bit, look,
Worse, right?
Huh?
It's generally worse.
Well, I'm asking. I don't know.
okay, let's look at the ground facts. Now, Egypt and Tunisia, where it started. So Egypt went from being a military dictatorship that had a benevolent dictator to a Muslim Brotherhood-led government post-revolution, which was immediately usurped again by the military dictatorship, which is not so benevolent anymore. So
Shit.
negative loss.
Right.
Libya went from having a dictator that had an iron grip over the country that wouldn't let you sell oil to clients that you wanted to sell oil. So you decided to utilize the Arab Spring to destroy him, which led to essentially the breakup of Libya into 3 different countries, 2 of which are led by radical Muslim fundamentalists that have open-air slave societies. The other is headed by Al-Qaeda, which is the moderate one. Then you look at Iraq.
Wait, hang on. Slow down, here, kid. George Negus did an interview with Gaddafi 10 years before all of this, being like, how did you do it? And he was like, it's just good at governing. What can I say? Was he awesome or what?
It wasn't awesome. So Libya is a very, very oil-rich country. It's oil-rich, and it has a small population base, which usually means everyone can have a decent standard of living. Gaddafi centralized all of that and did some exceptional things, by the way. Like his water irrigation plans, which he had even constructed, are groundbreaking. It's something that even, we in Australia should have that kind of ambition that man had.
Wasn't Gaddafi... Isn't that the Palestine guy?
No.
Libya. He was eventually...
I mean, there's the guy that has the little hat on.
Oh,
all the time
yeah.
and
They killed him.
had 2 golden guns.
They killed him, right? Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Sorry.
killed him.
Yeah. I remember that.
So Gaddafi wasn't some exceptional administrator. He just had an oil-rich place, and he was trying to just keep the country together. As soon as he died, there was a civil war. So like I said, when the leader dies or is gone, there's a vacuum. Then there's competing forces. It's like the Game of Thrones. There's different claimants that have it, and they're all trying to get. And this process of one person getting back into the position that Gaddafi was is a bloody process. It might take 1 year. It might take 10 years. You might continue to fight for the next 100 years. So that happened. And once that happens, then the country is screwed. So it doesn't matter how much oil you have if no one is selling that oil and growing the economy. Everyone's just fighting over it.
Right.
And then usually what happens is in those societies, when you know that there's a big natural resource that everyone is trying to get, you get to a point where you're like, okay, if I can't have it, my entire aim is not to let anyone else have it. Screw you.
Yeah.
So there's more fighting. It can
Right.
only be, eventually it can only be solved when one extremely powerful body or person has defeated everyone else and no one else is willing to fight with you.
Jesus. As if like the commies, all these commies didn't come and be like, we're going to make a utopian communist society or something like that.
Well, I mean, people
They don't
try
have
to
commies
do-
there.
they also
Right, right.
They've got Muslims. Muslims are their commies.
Their main problem was that they're located very close to Europe and they have access to the Mediterranean Sea, Libya.
That's a problem?
Yeah, because that means that whoever runs Libya needs to be pro-Western.
Oh.
They're too close and they're too dependent on oil supplies.
Oh, right. So there was no one that came out well from the Arab Spring.
I mean, look, it's still a mess. And it goes on. Everywhere where there has been a revolution, a successful one, I don't know any fairy tale story. They all ended up in bad positions.
Well,
Maybe
France.
Tunisia is the best example, but I haven't looked at it enough. Maybe someone can tell me if I'm wrong. But maybe Tunisia, it actually did work out decently.
I've been calling it Tunisia.
Tunisia, whatever.
Either or.
There you have it. Don't revolt. Just,
Keep the peace.
I don't know.
Peace in the Middle East.
I mean, the French did it. It seemed as if after the French came out the other end.
So one critical ingredient for let's theoretically, what revolutions work, right? We can look at that. The one thing that is a critical factor for any revolution to be successful, first of all, you should know your odds are low. Your odds are really low.
Yeah.
The odds of you screwing up your side are way higher, but there are some. Okay. What we've noticed is in every situation where there's been a successful revolution, you need to have somewhat of a homogenous society. Homogenous where they share some ethnicity or some kind of national identity, right? If the whole country feels that they fall into one national identity, revolutions are theoretically possible.
Yeah, but that's not the case with all these, or is it all like Shia versus whatever the other one is?
In Bangladesh, it is a largely homogenous community. So it qualifies that requirement.
There you go.
There's a lot of other countries, in fact, most of the countries that just wouldn't even work. Because when you have separate identities, they just keep fighting until the end. So Bangladesh has that. But now, having said that, just because they have it doesn't mean it will be successful.
Right.
There has to be a whole host of different stuff that needs to happen. Firstly, you just don't need to replace the existing system with your own people. A revolution, by definition, needs to completely change the existing system.
Right.
Like, the Russian Revolution was truly a revolution, where it wasn't just that there was a new czar, but the whole system of czarness was completely was thrown out, and a whole new system was brought in. French Revolution was similar because a whole new system was brought in. These are not necessarily true revolutions. These are just power struggles.
Right.
That use protest movements as a tool.
Fascinating stuff. It actually is, though. How, through the ages, the cogs turn.
All right, okay. Last segment.
Clockwise.
Shapes.
Anti-clockwise.
All right. We're having the discussion. I want Twitch to get involved. What does every type of person buy when it comes to shapes. What have we got?
What do you mean
We've
every
got
time?
barbecue.
Yeah.
Does cheese exist?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pizza.
Oh,
I
it
like
exists.
cheese a lot.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Cheese is mad.
Pizza. And I'm assuming
Chicken.
there's others.
Chicken.
Now,
Barbecue.
as Miss Love always says, chicken crimpy is the oldest choice.
Undeniable.
Sorry about that.
It's undeniable.
I've got cheese and bacon here. I've never had it in my life because I'm just so freaked out by it. I used it as a bit before. Literally a joke to me.
I've tried them.
Is anyone's favourite cheese and bacon? And
I should hope
now that
not.
I'm looking at the reformed Muslim over here, I bet you he likes it.
No, I don't like cheese and bacon, but I was thinking, I bet you it's the favorite flavor in Penrith.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I don't reckon- nah.
that barbecue
I don't
is
think-
the bogan's choice and cheese and bacon is the junkie's choice.
I reckon no one's eating that, dude.
But it exists.
I know, but I think that they're just like, cheese and bacon's at a negative again. It's like, I don't care. It'll come back. Or it'll
Right,
come
so
in.
some CEO has some zany ideas about it and they're like, we really got to topple this guy.
That's what I think.
Have a taste.
I've tried it.
Okay, well, as always, when it comes to him reviewing TV and TV-related snacks, Miss Love's well ahead of the curve. Nonetheless, we're all going to have one.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just smells bad, too.
It's the worst one.
Oh, it's
It's the worst one. It's the
I feel
worst.
sick even smelling it.
It's the worst one. It is the worst one, in my opinion.
And bacon.
Is this halal?
Oh, yeah.
There's no real bacon in
It
this.
smells like a pig.
And it's pink like a pig.
Nah. Nah, okay, who's riding with cheese and bacon?
It's so
I
bad.
can chase the cheese and the bacon and I don't like it.
But you know, when in Rome.
See, now I need to wash it out with Order's choice.
Oh yeah, send that over.
It tastes like a stale bacon and egg bread.
Yeah,
Bacon and cheese.
bacon cheese roll.
Go!
It does taste like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, from a bad Vietnamese bakery.
That is not good. See what they say. I mean,
That
honestly,
sucks.
to me, this is like the crazy thing is cheese is fucking good. Cheese was my favorite for a while. I know that's nuts, but it's good.
And then the gourmet flavors, we're not going to bother with them, right?
No, they're bullshit. Looks like Vegemite.
I like the
and-
pizza flavor.
Yeah, pizza's my favorite.
So what are we going with? Because I was saying that
Right, sorry.
This is a 4 on 10.
that's so generous.
Yeah.
Ali is actually a very positive man.
I mean, it's still food.
Every time he's like, that Seinfeld movie, it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. What do you rank it? 9.5 out of 10.
No, I was the one that hated it. Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, chicken crimpy definitely wins this round.
Well, that's the only ones that we got.
Yeah, I'd give this like a 2 out of 10.
I'm giving that uneatable. I think that should be used as building material.
It
in
is
today's
really
short
bad.
Squeeze of material crisis.
It's bad.
It's dog food.
Dog food. I honestly think if I gave it to my dog, it'd sniff it and walk off.
Chicken is pretty fucking good. Chicken is yours choice does pretty well. It's not
Telling you,
bad.
man.
It's not my
I just know
favorite.
what it is, right? Like it's just like
Pizza's
if
my
if you
favorite.
could, and they have proven it.
What's your favorite
Just
flavor?
live off of like those little
Nacho
chicken
cheese,
chippies and nuggets. It's
the
fine.
Great Depression meal. They love them all.
Huh?
I think they're making a
I
joke.
tell you what, in
Yeah, but
YouTube,
which one? What are we doing? Okay, so are we all in agreement that chicken crimpy is the oldest choice? That's for orders. Pizza, what is it? It's for
North Shore
stoner
choice.
skaters from
Yeah.
the North Shore.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
That's not my favorite.
yep, it's absolutely true.
Barbecue is like
Cheese, what's
bogan.
cheese?
Cheese is like the outlier. I thought cheese was crap, and then you try it, and it's like it's
They're saying
nearly my favorite.
They're saying ADHD choice is pizza.
Very good.
Maybe, yeah.
Very good. But so we're just going to go with mental illness.
And they like Vegemite too.
Oh my god. Okay, watch Vegemite then.
I've tried. It's alright. It's exactly what you think. It is.
Vegemite, truck driver's choice.
Yeah. There's
But then again, I think that'd be pretty impartial to barbecue.
yeah. They do barbecue.
Barbecue, in my mind, is because that's the only thing that my dad ever got.
Yeah, of course.
Barbecue
Why
flavor,
did
so
your
it's a
da-
bogan meal, I think.
Barbecue's
It's
not that
bogan.
good.
It's just like dad can't be fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no
Have
more
this instead of a
energy
sandwich.
in expending. There's no more energy expended in going for like pizza. It's still just
No,
So
the
why is he going
energy
towards
isn't
that?
physical. That man builds houses with his bare hands. Physical energy is not something he has a problem with. He has a problem with the mental energy required to decide to do something different.
Right. Gotcha.
Where he has to reach out, think about what flavor
The alternative.
might be slightly better today.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah, true.
My friend would look at the gourmet snacks that the Shapes brought out and utter, "It's the death of the middle class."
That's pretty good.
No, we're not voting on what our favourites is. Stop sitting there and being like, "I like pizza."
Although on
Get it?
YouTube,
Okay,
on
obviously,
YouTube, tell us
our
what your favorite
audience is going to be nothing but pizza and chicken crimpies because it's filled with nothing but autists and stoners. We get that, but we're saying, what's the other categories? What are we giving barbecue?
Yeah, I
Who's
reckon
eating it?
barbecue's like
Barbecue's
the
a
working class.
6.
Huh?
Barbecue is 6.
I really don't think that anyone gets what I'm trying to.
I get it.
I think it's only Miss Love.
Come on, people, we're trying to get this done.
I
No
said
wonder he aced
barbecue.
university.
I said barbecue is mid.
Yeah, but that's not what we're saying. He's saying like barbecue is like
Barbecue's
the
for
worker's
jocks.
choice. The worker's choice.
Dude, people are saying that barbecue is for alphas, which does go with my dad. He is an absolute Chad.
No, it's alpha because like I can't be fucked to think about shape flavors.
Barbecue. Okay, Genius is writing. You're not a genius, Genius. Change your name. Saying that barbecue is for meth heads. No, cheese and bacon is for meth heads.
Cheese and bacon definitely is for meth heads.
Cheese and bacon is just not worth it.
Damn, this is a really good call.
Oh, the smell.
Barbecue is the VB of snack food.
Oh god.
It's for bogan
VB
alphas.
is better than barbecue.
So-
Barbecue sucks. It's
No.
sweet.
It doesn't suck, but
I don't like barbecue sauce.
I reckon barbecue shapes are overrated. I really do. I think
I
chicken.
think barbecue sauce in general is overrated.
I kind of get what you mean.
Tomato is good.
It's better.
OG
Tomato?
invention. Tomato sauce.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
Tomato's
there's also-
better.
There's also savory shapes.
What? They're all
But
fucking
they're all
savory.
savory.
No, it's a flavour.
No.
Yeah. I'm looking that up now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys gotta try cheese.
Hey, leave the porn tabs open, okay?
I'll need them for later.
Rocco. Yes.
We're
Yeah.
out of time.
Yeah, you looking
Oh,
at
savory. Yeah,
it? What
Dad
is it?
bought that
Let's
once.
see.
That was
Can I see?
that was rough.
What is that?
It's fucked.
Never seen that in my
That is
life.
fucked.
I've never seen
Surely
that.
no one's liking that.
Savory. They're all savory.
I don't even trust that flavor. It's just like
And
Something
there's
that
the nacho cheese flavor as well.
I've never
there's
tried that.
Cheese, nacho cheese, cheese bacon.
dude, shapes is
This
such
is
a good
fucked. Chicken parmigiana flavor.
fuck.
Shapes is like the OG Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it is. But, it-
Just needs a little bit of a kick and decides to put in like Nikes.
but it's so poor. It's so. Oh, it's of course this is like an Australian icon. It's like the povest snack. It's just so pov. Like it's just so
But
lazy.
they're good. Like this is one of those things.
They're
that,
good, but like
I mean, not this one.
yeah, like
But-
they
Okay,
they're
dude, what about
good.
this?
but-
Nacho cheese is for people with Jack Black energy.
Yeah, true.
yeah, I guess so.
That is very true, actually.
You gotta
Jack
try. You
Black
gotta
would
try.
love
You gotta try
nacho.
normal cheese. Maybe that's nacho cheese, but the normal cheese is good.
It's not yo cheese.
Hey, it is mine.
Someone wrote, "Send those cheese and bacon my way, you ungrateful bastard."
Yeah, fair enough. But
Take them. Take them.
it's just really not good.
All right, is that
Yeah,
the end?
actually, okay, all right. I think that we've settled this. Okay, Urbando, you get to change your name to Genius. No, Genius wrote again, like he's just got the worst calls. Savory shapes are mad. This guy's fucked. He's a monster. He's insane.
He's not a genius. He's a genie.
Yeah, he's a genie.
In a bottle.
But Urbando writes, barbecue is the normie flavor. It's what you get by default.
That's kind of
Yeah,
true.
that's what I
so
think.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're at a party, everyone needs to be happy. You're getting barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else? I'll give you as well. It's got the most flavor.
Pizza.
Pizza's got more flavor. you
Yeah.
reckon? Nah.
Dude, what about the end of the box when you finish them all with the pizza and there's all the little skerricks and you just eat the skerricks? That's a flavor explosion.
And that is a meal in itself.
I live for that. I live for the bottom of the bag.
In certain circles, they call it gunpowder.
I'm gonna start calling it that.
It's a good name for it, isn't it?
That's good.
I used to call it gunpowder when I was a kid.
Did you really?
I bet ScoMo eats barbecue.
Yeah, ScoMo would
He
eat
would, he fucking
barbecue.
would for sure.
He'd eat barbecue.
ScoMo, you're out of shapes, mate.
Hey. Hey, why weren't you working for like the Australian or whatever?
I thought you were going to say, why aren't you working for Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, that. Well,
All right, everyone. Thank
anyways,
you for
shapes
joining us.
Are great. It's
Those
all
of you at home.
Yeah,
Jordan,
yeah.
do you need to continue?
He's in a shapes hole.
Does anyone else have any good calls before we go?
All right, we'll wait for some good calls.
Yeah, get one good call to get us out on.
It was a good pod.
Yeah, I think so.
I like the it sparked my interest with this Middle East.
Hey, you know what Conan says? I was watching a Conan interview, and he says the worst thing you can ever do for a live show, particularly, but for any show, is say that, oh, this isn't going well, is it? He's like,
No, he's
that's...
right. It's terrible. I
You
hate
can't
it.
say
that.
this. You can't say this isn't going well.
He was saying, firstly, I hate when guests said that. It's like, first of all, when things are not going well, I have a whole bunch of tools that I can bring out.
Yeah.
And now that you've said it, it is not going well.
Yeah, it's true. It's
true.
true. Yeah, it's just like quitting. It's quitting.
He's like, so that's the
Quitting.
one thing you should take out of your vocabulary if you're in show business.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This is not going well.
Absolutely.
like-
and the other thing that I think that you should always get out of your vocabulary, I hated this. Any show that was ever at a death rattle, and then they'd just be
Zounds.
saying, no one says zounds. What are you talking about? You're sitting there just being like, it was such a hack job of Shakespeare to do that. You know? I was fully immersed in Hamlet until he said zounds.
You said it.
All right. I think someone's got the call that we finish it on. Maisie writes, this podcast isn't going well.
Yeah.